Good afternoon, Tom here. So at Tommy's Tanks. So I'm going to show how I do set up my filter system. Everyone has their own ways, but this seems to be fine for me. So what I do is this is the FX6. So I have about 4 inches apart. I keep it as low as possible, and this is where I do this one. Over on this one here is the exact same thing. I have the Sun. This is a 220 gallon, and I have them basically beside each other, and I have lights on them so you can see them, but usually I shut the lights on. There's lights showing you, so for a demonstration, so you can see the flow. You can see the flow, and it's low enough. And when I'm feeding them, I'm always feeding them far apart. Now that's in the back of this tank. Now on this tank, the 110, I didn't want them in the back. I wanted them on the side so you don't see them. So what I've done is the exact same thing. Is I have the intake on the far end, about 4 inches away, and I have the outtake where it's pushing the water out. Right, so I can see it. So when I see the flow going perfectly, and this is at number 30, not 40, and this is on the Sun, it works good. Now another thing I do is I make sure that my lines, I don't know if you can see that, you can't, but I keep my lines as straight as possible coming in. Now people say, oh, that's not important. Well, you know what? If it's got big bends in it, then it'll hold debris. So like, you know, the poop and stuff like that, pardon my language, right? It'll build up, right? And this is much easier for cleaning when I put the rod down it and clean it out. On this one here, I did the same. I have 2 canisters on the side, which you don't see, but I have 2 canister filters and I have them on the side. Again, they're side by side. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see, sorry about that. Light, there. So there, I have it there, as you can see. Pardon the reflection. So it's on the side pushing, so I can see it's pushing fine, which is good for me. And that's on the same one on the bottom one here. I have it on the side pushing. This way I'm getting a flow, I'm giving a river flow on top, right, which breaks up the bubbles. On the back of the 220, you can see my lines. I put them in there and I keep it as straight as possible coming down. I don't want any real bends in it. And this one here is where there is a bit of a bend, but it's got to come over, right? But I have it, this is the out, so the water's coming out. But if you look at my intake, it's straight. So all of the garbage is pretty straight. And then when you look at the Sun, again, it's the same. I had to raise it, but they don't give you enough line. But then again, straight as possible. You want a straight flow. The less bends, the better. And again, on the baby tank here, and this is the other Sun. I'll put the lights on. I did the same thing over here, where it's basically side by side. One's lower, one's higher. And I can see the flow coming back and forth. And then on the big tank, the Planet tank, which has the Kelsey lights, which I'll turn on. And I just put on the, these are bright, real bright. There. And you can see over here I have a mess. So on this side I have the CO2, I have the Sun in the middle, and then I have the intake on my side, and plus same as on the E-helm, I have it's pushing out here, and then where the intake takes it from the top of the water down. So all this mess is on the side. But when you look at it, at this view, it's not that bad. And by the way, I'm having tops made, so that's why you see the 2x4s. That's just temporary. Okay? So I hope that helps you out. Thank you. And remember, the straighter the pipes are, as you see, right, the best it'll run. And you can see how clean the pipes are coming out. There's not algae built up in them and a whole bunch of other stuff. And if you want to get rid of algae and stuff like that, if your water's going green, charcoal. That's the secret. Okay? This is Tom. Have a great day, and thank you. I hope this helps you out, Michael. Bye for now.